Yeah, like I'm like way behind this morning. Like I'm just I don't know. I've been having the last few days I've been like running on A. Definitely been running on A. Hello guys, welcome through. Tap the screen for me like the love. I don't oh, somebody was there and then they I think it's funny because like I don't know like I know a lot of people don't live stream. They'll just watch live streams. Like hello Beamo, what's going on? And I said I think it's funny because people will do like certain like there's things that happen over here that people on like the other side of the stream don't necessarily see. And one thing that cracks me up is I'll get people that they'll either send me a battle request and they'll send it so quick. Hey Pip, what's going on? They'll either send about it like I'm like, oh, okay, like getting ready to take it, and they're, hey, gorgeous, what's going on? How are you, Pip? You hanging in there? But you have amazing eyes. Awesome. I grew 'em myself. Thank you, Pippi. I appreciate you, baby. But so like I said, or people, and this like amazes me, is like people will like sick of this rain. Yeah, I was gonna say the last couple of days it's actually been better here. It was up to like 105 here the other day, Pippi. Like what the fuck? It's literally like walking into a fucking cobweb of just humidity. Like you walk in now, it cooled back down a little bit, but like, oh, it's nothing for Texas. We'll see. Ours is like ours. It wouldn't be so bad if it was dry, right? Like wouldn't be so bad. This is like, thank you, ABM. I appreciate you, but like, this is straight up wet, like disgusting wet, like where you go outside and you're like, like on a perfectly nice normal day, you'd be like, let's go to the park, even if it's hot. Hey, let's take a beach trip, whatever. Like here, you literally feel like you can't breathe. You feel like you're like, like in August. Oh God, August is like, like whenever I meet somebody from my area and they're like, oh, I love summertime. I'm like, how? Yeah, it's like it's nasty. I told you when I went down to Florida, everybody was all like in Florida, oh, so what do you think about this humidity? And I was like, is this like a lot? Oh yeah, today's a bad day. And I'm like, no, 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 listen. we got this. We got this. But so it's just I mean, it's just ridiculous here. Like and I said specifically in my area, it's not the East Coast. It's I live on like a little tiny Florida. So like I have water on every side of me, right? Like I mean I might as well live in Hawaii. Like I can't imagine like can you imagine I've never been to Hawaii. I would like to go one day. I just feel like I would sweat to death. Like I'm worried to travel places that are too hot because I don't want to just be a cranky bitch. Like Hawaii is one of those places where I'm like, oh, I bet it's beautiful and all that stuff. So it was wonderful, I bet. But then like you get there and you realize like it's hot. Like I'm not a beach person. Like sure, Hawaii beach is gorgeous, probably. I just look at them online. Like fuck it. Like I just I don't know. I'm not like a beach person. I said the beach is like it's like sensory overload for me. Like when you go to the beach and you can feel it like everywhere. Not only that, but like in Delaware we only have one beach and the texture is literally that of broken glass. Hmm. It's literally like it's when I tell you like our beach, like I'll see people like in my area, they're like, "Oh, I love the beach." I'm like, because our beach in like a beach, like you got to remember, we're like right up against Jersey, so we've got all like the chemical plants. Like there's, I mean, it's like, and they're just like, here, let's dump it. I can remember there was a spot, right? I can remember swimming in it when I was younger, and now in hindsight, ours is great. Ugh, I'm like, I mean, like I said, I went to the beach down in the Bahamas, and the sand was like soft, and you could see through the water, and it was like really pretty, and like, I mean, that I didn't even mind so much, like that. But like I said, so I can remember there was one like, and it wasn't like a big beach; it was a small beach, right? But I can remember being little, and I said like, we're right up against Jersey, right? So like in hindsight. Like, I'm like now going, what the fuck? Hi, Sonia. Good morning. Like, what was my mom thinking? Like I said, like, I'm happy that I made it as far as I did in life because I'll look back at shit now and be like, the fuck? Good morning, Sona. Hold on. That was tough. Hold on. We're going to try to say that one more time. Good morning, Sonia. I need one of those bouncing ball things. Words be tough, yo. Words be tough. But so I can remember like playing at this little beach, right? And like playing in the water. And in the background of this beach, there was literally one of those big chemical plants. Like, the ones that look like they're on The Simpsons. That's like what. And now that I'm grown, I'm aware that's like not a normal thing to do. I mean, you literally, it was the exact same water as the chemical plant. Like, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why? Like, what? And now you're not allowed to go, like, anywhere even close to the water. Like, they don't even want you smoking around that shit because they're scared it's gonna, like, ignite. Like, I mean, but I'm like, oh, and people were letting their kids play in it. And, it was like, it was just, uh. But I can remember being little and seeing, like, the big fucking, I don't know, the nuclear power plant reactor, like, in like, on the other side of the water. Like, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. Like, I don't know how I made it this far. Like, I've told people, I'm like, listen, kids today, like, when I can remember being little, right? And like I said, I can remember being like, I'm older, so like I can remember like the station wagon was like the cool stuff, all that stuff. And then I've told stories about like, where if your kid wandered away from you, it really wasn't that big of a deal. Like I said, when I was like little, if your kid wandered away from you, it wasn't necessarily room for panic, if that makes sense, like how it was. So right, that third seat. Oh God, that third seat, and then you get to the point where you're like, well, wait a minute, the third seat really serves no purpose now that our kids are older. Like, yeah, that one, that we'll call that the pimp seat. But like I can remember walking away from my mom like in the mall, and you really it wasn't what it is now, where like it was like cause for concern. The parents would walk around and just would assume, okay, well, if I'm out here long enough that like people taking children wasn't even like thought of. Like I can remember as long as I kept in the store, my mom was like not overly concerned. Like I could literally be anywhere in the store and she would like, I don't know, maybe she just wasn't a good mom. I don't know. I feel like she was it, but I said like so I can remember too being little, and my dad had one of those old Ford Broncos, right? And it was like a nice minty green with like on the panels, but it was like white. Like we're hoping we got. That's what I'm saying. Like so, okay, just with that point, Sonia. So I can remember this station wagon, and my dad would take me out for rides, right? And they had like one of those covered beds in the back. So like this is horrible. This is a horrible, horrible story to tell. Once again, now that I'm older and I'm like looking, I'm like, that's kind of fucked up. Like, so it had like a big rust spot in the floor where there was literally a hole in the floor. And we would go on bumpy rides and whatnot. And it was like kind of the thing like, let's see if we can hold on and not fall out the hole. Just saying. Just saying. Just saying. Like that was like a real thing. I don't know if they were aiming for that goal, but like now people are like seatbelts. Ah, yeah, I dig it. That's what I mean. Like it was literally. And I mean now, like I'm thinking about, I'm like it's about that. But like I said, as long as you stayed within the store, people really didn't even consider that like people might take kids. It just wasn't like a thing. Like I said, people would leave like their kids in the car with their dog, and they'd go grocery shop and they'd go walk around on, it wasn't like Walmart, like Kmart, you know what I mean? Like it just wasn't like a thing. And then now that I'm getting old, I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? The fuck? Like how? How? Like why would my parents think that that was a good idea? Like now they're like seat belts and I can remember there being ashtrays in cars and shit and like that was like it was abnormal to like I can remember going out when I was little and like there was pretty much like the whole smoking not smoking section scenario thing was pretty much like I don't mind going out to bars where they like don't smoke because I'm like cool like you know what I mean like I can't like I said I don't smoke anymore but like I vape you know what I mean and I don't, but I don't mind it because, like I said, I can remember going out nights and coming home and just feeling like you're wafting in the front door. You know what I mean? Anytime child me thought it was a good idea to touch it, that's like you kept looking at it and you're like, "There's something inviting about it. What is making me want to touch it?" Like, and like those were like horrible ideas in themselves. Like, let's have like a lighter that specifically plugs into the car so that way people could like it's just wild to me like you think about like oh I could remember being in the car and my mom like well no I was gonna say this wasn't my mom had already quit by the time I'd come around but like it was very common that my parents neither one of them were smokers but if people came over they had their specialty ashtray just in case people wanted to indulge like what non-smoker do you know is going to let somebody come in their house and smoke now like it just wouldn't happen like it just wouldn't happen. But it was like a very so I said I can remember going and staying the night over friends' houses and being in the car with their parents and we're going somewhere and both parents are smoking like it just wasn't like a thing like it is now. Like it's just not I don't know, all of it's just kind of like it's a lot different. But like I said, that rusted hole, I definitely look at that memory of my childhood and go, they not want me to make it like they didn't or were they hoping like how upset like on a scale of 1 to 10 I don't really know that like imagine that they'd gotten somewhere and they're like okay time to get out like how are you doing hi wow I'm good how are you honey but like what would they have done if they just opened the trunk like that you know the because not only that but I couldn't get out of the back of the truck because it was a closed cab. Right? Is that what's called closed cab? Where it's like, you know, you have to open it from the outside with a key. So like what would they have done if they had just showed up where like then there wasn't even seatbelt. Like there weren't I can remember like my dad's like his car when he was growing every car that he had when I was growing up, none of them had seatbelts in them. None of them. All had ashtrays, none of them had seatbelts. Period. Like there wasn't like it was very common, like this is what you would do. Right? Like when like and I said this is even before my time, like in the 70s, like people they would very much like that's what you would do. There was no car seats. You would just lay your baby on the seat next to you. And you know, us being who we are, we're humans, sometimes trial and error, like, you know, I mean, but that was a really common thing. That's how people used to like get you know, like you had to oh thank you, Ryan. I appreciate the follow. I do like it when you guys follow me. Unless it's in person. But no, I have two streams open, so if you guys hear me talking to somebody they're not in your chat, it's like just the other chat. Like no worries. Like I'm not like I haven't lost my marbles completely. They were never there to begin with. But so I mean it's just definitely you look at like God, I've told this story before and it's an absolutely like horrible story. Like I'll be real. But just to go show you, like you always hear on TV about, like, say, like race relations, right? Like throughout the U.S., about how once upon a time, but because we're raised in the day that we are, we're just taught to look at people like they're people because people are just people. You know what I mean? And I said, I can remember my grandmother was born in 1908. And I can remember her telling me stories about like when she was younger and how they used to go, and they would literally like it was expected when she was younger that if somebody who was walking on the same side of the street of you as you that was African American, they were expected to cross the road and go on the other side of the road. Like like the Caucasian, they weren't moving. They weren't moving. They would stay walking, and but the it was expected. And honest to God, like if they didn't cross on like on the opposite side of the road from the other person, like that was like big time shit. Like that was like big time shit. You know what I mean? Like she can like she should they're like I mean I'm like holy shit like and it's crazy to think that the world was ever like that because like I said we're born in a day and time where we are where like a lot of history is like sadly trial and error. So it's like that's how we learn like where we want to go, where we don't want to go, where we have been, where we don't want to go back to, where like we evolve as a society, like and that's I mean, but that's it's like crazy for me to think that. It's crazy for me to think that like that's how it used to be because like I don't know like there's no part of that that would make me comfortable, but I guess it's one of those things that if somebody if people are raised a certain way, like change doesn't happen just overnight. It happens over time, and sometimes it can be slowly. But yeah, I was gonna say hold on. Oh yeah, I was gonna say yeah, I did hear that one. You know what I thought was interesting? Just speaking of like nursery rhymes, right? Nursery. I can't speak today, y'all. I apologize, but like yeah, the whole ring around the rosy shit. That was fucking like it was like wow, that's not like they were like yeah, it was based on a day and time where like who like about the plague, like about the plague. So I'm just saying, like, hi, Drill, what's going on? Hello, honey, how are you? But like, I'm just saying, like, shit used to be like a lot different. Like, can you imagine that making like a children's rhyme up about the bubonic plague? Like, what? Like, now we got kids like fucking like my grandparents. They had a total of 11 children. The fuck? How did they even find time for it? Like making more? Like how? Like watching me eat? Oh, okay, gotcha. What you having good for breakfast? But so like when did they even have time for that? But then like, and it was a very common thing that's like you would end up having more children to take care of the younger children. Like fuck that. Like fuck that. I am like a patient enough person. We'll be singing it right. Like we're gonna have yeah. Place Tiger with oh gotcha. Say it like I said. And it's crazy to think that that was ever like a thing. But I understand it's because we were born in the day and time that we are. It's hard for me to think that like how's your dog? How's my dog doing? Yeah, my dog's doing good. He's over here sleeping. He being lazy. He's normally pretty good at being lazy, but no, he's good. He's hanging in there. Yeah, not only was it acceptable, it was expected. So it's like you start to see like where like just and you're like what the fuck like it's kind of like that. Like I said, that's how I feel about like looking in my memory back about like the water with the fucking nuclear reactor in the background. I'm like maybe that wasn't the best idea. Like you remember I was gonna say Sony, do you remember when they had candy smokes? Hi, what's going on, Ryan? Hey, Ryan, how are you, baby? Welcome through, guys. Tap this screen for me like the live. But yeah, it was a very popular. I never liked the candy smoke. Like I didn't like them, and we still carry them. We had them at the adult store, like just as like kind of like a gag joke thing. But they were like yucky. Hey honey, how are you, Ryan? You hanging in there? Like they were like yucky. Like the fuck? Like you might as well eat a literal piece of chalk. Like yeah, that's like you're like like it's like the cinnamon challenge and shit. Like I never, and then people like got really, oh well, it's influenced me. Okay, and once upon a time, like I said, we had doctors doing smoke commercials. I said I can remember going out, like me and my grandmother and my mom would go out and eat dinner one day a week, like every week. We would just go out to like a random restaurant, we would go eat. And that was like a very common thing. Like what's up with all the poop candy now? Have you seen there's a stew? I was watching so this is where I was watching different videos and I've never heard of this stew, right? But it's called oh god, it's like a Japanese meal, and it's like dead mouse soup or something like that. It's along those lines, but it doesn't actually have mice in it. It has like it's like meat, and you shape it to look like a mouse, and it's like got ramen and stuff in it. I'm like, I hope you're doing well. Think I wheeled in at the wrong time? Nah, you know me, Ron. There's never a right time. But birds, yeah, where they actually put like the bird's nest in the soup. That is literally the last thing. Oh, a chalk. Yeah, the chalk. Oh god, I used to hate those ones. Like you go into the store and you're like, oh, I got like 50 cents, and you look and you're like, well, I think probably cheaper than that then. But like, well, okay, all I got's enough for. Like, hey, what's going on, JJ? How are you guys? Welcome through. Tap the screen for me, like the left. So I said, I think history's interesting because I think that it gives us an idea of where we've been, what worked, what hasn't worked, what I like how we want to improve, where we don't want to go back to, good ideas that we had versus, I mean, how can you know where you're going unless you know where you've been? So I said, just hearing shit, like, oh my god, like just hearing shit, like, yeah, like just hearing shit from, like I said, I even just from when I was little, I sit back and I'm like, that's weird, man. I can't imagine. Can you imagine, like, as a parent, like I said, we had a very big rule, and this was a pretty common rule with most families back in the day. But it was, and it could have been based on like where I grew up too. It's a really small town type vibe. So, but they would let you like the parents they just kind of like listen, you couldn't have had me work retail back in the day because it would have made me lose my marbles. Like I don't like dealing with other people's children. It's not the children so much I have the issue with, it's the people that are not watching the children. That's where I have the issue with, you know what I mean? Like kids are going to be kids, but like it was a very common thing when you went out shopping somewhere, the people that work there not only work there, but they were kind of meant to be a babysitter too. So people will just go and walk around. I mean, it makes sense a little bit. Like the longer you keep the parent in the store, the more likely you are to make a sale, the more da da da. But that's what people would do is just, okay, well, just don't let, like, don't, like, they would look for kids leaving the store. They weren't actually looking, like, watching like that. And I'm like, that's crazy. Like, that's crazy to me. Can you imagine, like, going out with, like, your 3 or 4 year old and being like, okay, don't go too far. Like the fuck? Like no. Like no. I said I can literally, and this is like a very vivid memory that I have like from being little, was being left in the car while she went to go shop. That was also very common. There wasn't like air conditioning cars, so you would like she would just roll down the window a little bit, and me and the dog had to wait in the car. But I mean, some of those shopping trips could be like an hour and a half. Like, yeah, those clothing displays. I can remember one time I had I had a time once upon a time. I so we went to go eat like down at like the local mall. Like nothing crazy, just our daily or our weekly day out type thing, and oh yeah, nowadays it's a no no. Yeah, nowadays it wouldn't happen. Like it wouldn't happen. Oh, I'll tell you this too. You know what? Like I said, I like working retail. I don't like dealing with other people's children. Like I do not like. But I said that's why I liked working in the adult store for so long. Like that was great. It was no returns. There was no kid. Like you know what I mean. It was like awesome. Like you didn't have to like that was fantastic. It was perfect retail. Yeah. The two big things that are like the biggest complaint. But then I said I would get people that would come in, right? And like we had like it was like the front of the store, and then you had to walk through a center portion and go to the back of the store. But it was all kind of it was just a divider wall. It wasn't really anything like overly interesting. And I'd have people come in, like that was kind of our area to like stop people if we seen they were even trying this dumb shit. And people did it. Like they would like why am I having to explain to a full grown ass adult as to why they can't bring their child into the adult store? Like that's a real conversation, and this is like not like a once it happened like that one guy. Like this is like pretty. I mean, not regularly, but it was like maybe once a month that I have to, because people they go to Spencer's and they'll go to Spencer's with their kids, so they just assume that and it was like the fuck. Like I mean, like why would you even like and my thought was why would if somebody's in that hey it's just a like we'll go from the obvious it's a bad business idea like oh yeah you want to oh bring kids down yeah but like that's horrible you're kidding me I'm really not though I wish I was I really do. I wish I was. I can remember the one time, like, we used to have like kind of stuff up front that was more like like it not family friendly, but you know what I'm saying. Like it wasn't like crazy stuff. It would be like some outfits, shoes, like nothing, but it gave us a chance to stop people before they got in the back of the store. And I had so we used to like when I first started working there, they were allowed in the front of the store, but they weren't allowed in the back. But I'll tell you this much: like, there's nothing weirder than having like a kid in there. Like, there's nothing. There's like literally like everything. Even just having them in the front where they were allowed made my skin crawl. Like on a different level. Like I was like, and so when we decided to make it where it was like 100% like all the way through like that like there was gonna be no like oh okay well yeah I guess I can come but why would why why I'd have people come in and I would literally have people ask me to watch their kids because I'd be like oh I'm sorry you're not allowed to bring her in here and they're like and then they would give you this look like they'd be like, "What do you? Why can't?" And I'm like, "Because they're under 18." And there was literally a huge sign. You'd walk through the sign to get where you're. And they'd be like, "So, well, what am I supposed to do with her?" I don't know, but you're not supposed to bring them in here. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, so first thing it would do is like, besides obvious, which is it made everybody super uncomfortable. So you'd see like a whole like building would just clear out. But like I got really irritated with it. Like, so if somebody came in, I'd be like, because that's fucking nasty. Then I had somebody else, like, we were like, dude, listen, we don't care, like, however you got, if you got a, one of you run to the car, then the other one, like, however you got to finagle it, you do that. But either way, we're not watching your child for you, nor so that you can shop, nor are we even letting them in here. like that. But it just amazed me that I had to have this conversation with people. Like, dude, why would you even? But then, so the people that are normal humans are gonna get super sketched out and super creeped out by this, right? This is that's human nature. But then you got to worry about the other people that don't get sketched out by the fact that they're in there. Like that's like like but like I mean I had people try to bring like multiple kids in. I had people like bring in the baby car seats, like they're that freshly born that they're still in the seats, and they're just, and I'm like, no, you can't. And they're like, well, I mean, they can't like touch anything or see, and it's like, no, that's not the point. Like that's so not the point. The point is they're under 18. Like, it doesn't matter whether they can remember it or not. This is like, it's fucking disgusting. You know what I mean? Or like, I'd have somebody come in. Everybody knows, like, I'm like a huge animal lover. Like, I absolutely love all animals, but especially I'm like a giant dog person. And I would have somebody come through. Like, that's the part that I liked about my job, was like I could tell somebody that they were fucking nasty if they were fucking nasty. You know how some places are like, oh, the customer's always right. No, we didn't do that. Like, we would help people, but if something's fucking nasty, we're gonna tell them it's fucking nasty. So I would have people come through, and this one only happened every great once in a while, right? We would have somebody that would come through, and they'd be like, kind of like doing the thing where they're like looking around, like, do I just come out and ask her? And you're like, you're like, you can, I mean, you can see it when somebody's like, they're either getting ready to take something, or they're getting ready to like proposition you, or try to like get in the back room that doesn't exist. And like, and it happened, like, I mean, it wasn't, like I said, not a big giant, like, it wasn't like huge demand of people in Delaware. Like, that's, they were getting busy with like animals or whatnot. But every great once in a while, I'd have a guy come through, and he'd be like, so, got anything that like isn't out on the floor? And I was like, dude, I don't, like, everything we got is out. Like that, I mean, like, there's no secret handshake, there's no backdoor password, there's nothing. We were literally just there to sell shit. Like, we like, what I mean? Like, we literally didn't care about anything else. Like, we were just like, no, we're good. Like, I had people like proposition, but like, I could literally look at somebody if they came in like and asked about like I could be like, no, we don't carry that because it's illegal and it's fucking nasty. Like, I don't know. There's nothing better that I like than to make somebody feel like an asshole at a time where they should feel like being an asshole. Like, they should feel like they're being an asshole, but they don't feel like they're being an asshole. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't do that because I'm not a fucking creep. Like, oh, okay. Like, I don't know. I find it very gratifying. But like, it never like ceased to amaze me how many people I had come in and try to bring their kids in. And I'm like, why do I even need to explain this to somebody? Like, has like basic common human decency, like, I wouldn't want one of my kids to have that remembrance. Like, and like a lot of, like, you'd have people come in and they're like, well, so what if I leave her up here? Can we like, can I like go, like, I'll go back, and then like, because I said once upon a time we would have it where they were allowed to be up to the front. There wasn't anything up there. Like, it was like t-shirts and like kind of like the Spencer's type of thing, but they would literally be like like tagging off. Like, they'd be like, okay, I'm gonna go get her, can you show her this when she comes back through the door? And you're like, yeah, I can show her what I just showed you. Okay. Like, I would tell people, like, I'm not a babysitter. Like, I'm not, like you're not leaving your kid up here with me. Like I don't care how you work it out. Hi Janet, what's going on? Good morning, honey. But like I don't care how you work it out. But either way, I am not babysitting your kids so that you can go and buy your plugs. Just not gonna do it. Like, why would anybody look at me as being the person in that scenario? Why would somebody go, you know what? She seems like a good childcare option. Like, I'm just saying, with like, I know I'm a decent person, like, you know what I mean? But like, if you were a parent, you're coming into that scenario, what would make you think that I would be qualified to adequately, like, babysit your kids? And then you're like, dude, there's like people in here. Like some people are just absolutely oblivious. Like some people are absolutely oblivious to shit, you know. I'm good. I'm hanging in there. Like I said, it's another lovely day on the internet. We are streaming and dreaming. I said I have been trying to breathe lately. I'm doing my best, y'all. I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best. So I said it's been like a lot lately. I'm trying really hard to keep my head up and all that stuff, and I'm trying to keep myself busy and and I said I'm doing like a decent job of it. I'm not doing overly great. Like I'm not doing overly great with keeping myself busy, but I'm trying to. So, I'm like catching up on like documentaries and shit. Like I said, I took like a month off of work just because like I needed to. Like I really needed to take like a mental break, and then I realized why I normally don't take mental breaks because like I normally the way that I deal with stress is I'll just work my way through it. Like the more stressed I am, the more like the harder I'll work. Like it's just how I don't know, it's how I've always been. Like I use it as like a way to kind of fuel myself. Like, I mean, so I said I've been trying to well before like this month, like I said, it was I've been trying to kind of like throw myself into work, but like I said, I realized like I really needed to take like a break. Like I really needed to take a break because, like I said, this is a lot for I got a cancer diagnosis like within the last month or so, and waiting for results and all this shit, and it's like like I just don't want to like deal with this. Like I could have already like everybody does once in a while. Yeah, so I decided, like I said, I decided I was going to give myself a month off of work. I have enough in my savings account to make me that long, so that's what we're doing. So, and then I'm hoping I'm in a better position this time next month. Like that's all I can really do. Like it's just kind of keep my fingers crossed. You know what I mean? I'm actually gonna get ready and go start painting. So I appreciate you guys coming by and hanging out with me. I love your faces. I was gonna say, Janet, I love your face. I said YouTube and TikTok are open. So make sure if you don't have me added on them, make sure that you add me because I really like it when people add me. So, you know, yeah, I said it's gonna be like even just today. I'm kind of try to like I said, anxiety's been through the roof lately, so I'm gonna try my best to just kind of chill and like, you know what I mean, like take like a break because I said I really do need it. All right, guys, so I will be back a little while later. I appreciate you guys stopping by to see me. You guys are always welcome. Come by and see me. I love you too, Janet. Like I said, you guys definitely will help me get through this. So I said in a little bit I'll be back on. We'll do some more fans today. Like I said, I love doing flow fans. I find them very relaxing. So that also helps as well. So all right guys, I love your faces. I hope everybody has a beautiful day. But I don't catch you again. I'm hoping that I do though. But so yeah, check I was gonna say I should be back on this afternoon, so keep an eye out for me.